So we squabbled. We do it from time to time. We always have. And it wasn't a big knockout, drag out fight or anything like that, which is good. It was just like a gap in communication. I'm not trying to, by the way, I'm not trying to like pillow the fact that we had a squabble or anything. Like, I'm not like, oh, let's sweep it under the rug so we don't have to look at it so it'll make us feel better or anything like that. I'm not that kind of person. You know that I'm not. But, so we squabbled, and usually when we squabble, it's usually, or typically about the same sort of things. And this is not a video in which I'm apologizing to you, because to be honest, like, I don't believe that there's, I need to apologize for anything. But also, like, I'm not looking for an apology on your part either, because like everything, or the way that you reacted and the way that you handled yourself, either in the conversation or in the squabble, and reserving, that's not something you apologize for anyhow. Because it's not as if you were wrong in doing it. It's just a characteristic of your personality and the way in which you've become, or the way in which you are. And so there's no reason for either side to like apologize or tell the other person that they're sorry. The only thing I'm sorry for is that we fought. You know, because like, I'm just like you, I don't want to rock the boat, and I want to have like a very tranquil and very peaceful kind of relationship with you. But we both know that we're both logically minded people, we're both analytical, but when we do dabble in our emotions, they're very powerful emotions, you know, and so the passion creeps over. And so, my arm is getting tired. And so while I understand that we're going to fight, or squabble, it doesn't necessarily mean that I go out looking for that, you know? Because I don't. And you know that too. So, sorry, Diet Coke, so I'm belchy. But if I were to apologize for something, it would be the fact that we did fight. And although we're fine now, and in some ways, like, you look at it as we're stronger because it was another breakdown in communication, but then it was another reestablishment of communication because we talked about it. It doesn't mean that I want to fight with you anymore. It doesn't mean that I want to have conflict with you. And so, the thing that strikes me about that subject, the fact that like you internalize or reserve, like, it makes me sad, because obviously you did it as a reaction or a picked up or adopted characteristic of your personality, of your surroundings. I imagine, you know, some of it is you too, but like, I imagine it's just as you were explaining to me, like, your surroundings has made or has helped you become that way. And not using that as an excuse or anything. I mean, it's still, you know, you still have a certain control over who you are. But like, I think of it in terms of like, you know, when you were dating Jared, when you were married to Jared, and so like, maybe this is symptomatic of that, you know, like, you felt that you had to be that way. And it depresses me because like, I sometimes, or like when I'm in the middle of like squabbling with you, I'm just like thinking to myself, you know, I wish she had spent the time with me, and so like, I could have reinforced in her that like, it doesn't have to be that way, you know, that there's nothing that you have to hold back from me, you know, nothing at all. Like, and to be honest, like, I told you before, oh my God, what was it? You mentioned the point that like, you didn't want to express how you felt because you felt that it would make you look unmotherly, you know, or something of that term. Basically worrying too much about what other people think, worrying about how I view you. And I was like, and to be honest, the flaws or the things that are like non-characteristic of like happy mom, like, I remember we had a conversation at some point or another where like, uh, I had said something along the lines of like, you know, you were talking about how you loved your children and whatnot, and I was like, yeah, of course you love your children. They're your children. But I was like, aren't there some times where you'd rather be alone, like you wish you didn't have them? And like you answered me very candidly, and you said, yeah, of course. Yeah, I would. You know, there are some days where like I'm paraphrasing. You probably didn't say it this way, but you said like there are some days where like you regret having children, and to me, since I knew that was the answer to begin with, I just wanted to see if that's you. I just wanted to see if like you would, you know, come out and say that. And to me, when you did, and when you said exactly that, like I was really impressed by you. Like I was really impressed by the fact that like you would share something that could be seen as like an ugly truth. You know, I didn't find it ugly at all, but other people might. But like I don't know, and it was that kind of like candor, that kind of like unreserved notion that like I confronted you with like an ugly question, and you admitted ugly truth that I was really impressed with, and so like it's those moments, like the moments in which you think that will make you look unmotherly, that I find myself most attracted to you. Because I know you're a good mother. You know you're a good mother. You know, so. But anyhow, I don't really have a conclusion to this. So, I'm glad that we got past it. I'm glad that we resolved it. And I'm glad that it came out. Like, even if it did start a fight or a squabble, you know, I'm glad that you did come out and tell me about it. So. Even though you probably just like slipped up and forgot, one of those things. So, but anywho, I love you, and that's it.